Now, if you love Ikea just as much as I do, then this video is for you. I have an open closet, which means that I can't hide anything away, and I really need to make an extra effort to make things look a lot more organised, simplified, and all of that good stuff. So in this video, I'll be showing you some of the items that I've purchased, really inexpensive items, just to help me organise my closet, make it look a lot more tidy, a lot more organised, a little bit more simplified. So if this sounds like what you're interested in, then give this video a big thumbs up and let's get into it. And I'll show you the items that I got and how I went about organising them in my closet. So here's the first item that I purchased, which is the Droner boxes. And I purchased 3 of these. I did measure out the space beforehand just to make sure that they fit. And so I purchased 3 of them and put them all together, and it worked out pretty well. So here, as you'll see, is the space that I'm wanting to organise. It's looking a hot mess. That top shelf, it really just bugs me. I'll tackle the other shelves another time. But I went ahead and took everything out of the closet and just went ahead and organised all of the bedding just to organise it, see if there's anything that I don't need, don't want anymore, really just give it a bit of an overhaul. So I managed to organise them and they fit perfectly, folded nicely, into the boxes, which I was really, really happy about. All right, we have all 3 boxes done. And managed to get everything from the shelf, everything off the top shelf, which is great. So now it just needs, I'll give it a clean. I cleaned it earlier. Other shelves I have to leave until later, but managed to get all of my bedding in here. So 2 sets of bedding, 1 mattress protector, and then all of my white bedding is inside of this one for my bedroom. And this is kind of a bit of a miscellaneous box, I suppose. It's got a pillow protector, spare towel, because our laundry cupboard is in the other end of the house, and then I need to have a towel just in case my one's in the washing. My son's bedding, because he doesn't have any storage in his room, and his mattress protector, along with this bedding here. This bedding, I've put at the back because I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep it. I'm not in love with it anymore. And I think it's actually time to get rid of it. It's a bit tired. So we've got all 3 boxes, and let's pray they all fit nicely on the top shelf of the, they fit nicely on the top shelf. So happy. It looks so much better. So much neater. God, just that little bit of tidying. The only thing is I need to get some labels at least so I know which is which, because I know my husband's going to say to me, oh, which boxes are the towels in, even though I'll tell him that it'll be in this one, and then all the other bedding doesn't matter for anyone else. I'm the only one that changes the sheets. But yes, it looks so much better. So much better. All right, on to the next. Now, this is my open closet, which drives me crazy and will be something I'll do or change eventually. But as you can see over here on the right-hand side of all of our coats and jackets, it's now summertime here in Australia, so we don't need any of our coats out at the moment. So I bought these Spantad packets, and they are vacuum bags. So I thought this would be great to be able to store underneath our bed. I also purchased these ones as well for some other jackets that we'll probably use along the way as well. I'll show you that a little bit later. But the Spantad bags have worked out pretty well. So I went ahead, took them all out of the closet, took them off the hangers, made sure that they were clean, and washed ones that needed to be washed, and then put them inside the vacuum bags. It's really interesting when you're doing this, you're thinking, oh yeah, it's not actually going to fit inside. But this bag itself was pretty big and managed to fit in about 3 of our big coats. So that my husband's got a big Timberland coat there, and I had 2 of my coats as well inside of there, perfect for winter. And I put them inside of this bag, and then went ahead and sealed them all up. And these are pretty sturdy. I've purchased ones in the past that haven't been so great. And you know, you try and seal them up and then the thing breaks off and they're like, oh, for goodness sake, I hate this altogether. But it actually worked out pretty well, and I went ahead and vacuumed these bags. All right, on to the next. Now I purchased this cover. It's called the Scub covers, clothing covers, and I purchased these a while ago. It comes in a set of 3, and I purchased them individually from the discount area, and they've just got one on its own. I think it was $1. And I've used these ones just for my husband's jackets and coats that we still need, but just needed a place for them to be and to hang out. So similar to the Scub covers, these were the Ren Shaka covers. These are plastic ones, and I purchased a new jacket for my husband for winter, and I thought, oh, this would be great to put inside there. I actually didn't have enough space inside of the vacuum bag, so I thought, actually, I'll cover this over and I'll leave it to hang inside of the wardrobe, and I actually quite like it. I think I prefer it more than the actual the other one, the Scub covers, because it's just a little bit more lightweight. I can easily dust it or wipe it down if it gets dusty. So yes, that's all 3 of them there. The white one is exactly the same as the grey Scub cover, but it's just a little bit shorter. The grey one is a little bit longer. But yeah, those jackets are all inside of there, ready to go for winter. So sticking to the top of my closet, here are some boxes that I have, and these boxes have been in my wardrobe since we moved into this house, probably about 18 months ago, and I haven't actually decluttered or cleared them out since we moved in. And so I went ahead and purchased these boxes, white boxes from Ikea called Kugis, and yeah, they were pretty good, just as a replacement so that it just looks a little bit more organized. I cannot stand looking at those brown boxes anymore in my closet. So these ones have done a pretty good job I've done a pretty good job to put them all together. Gathered the boxes that I had. 2 in particular. The other one was my husband's, and I said I'll leave that for him to figure out. But this actually turned into just a little bit more of a decluttering process than declutter than anything else. And to be honest, it was much needed. You know, am I the only one who ends up trying on stuff whilst they're decluttering? I found this sun hat which I completely forgot about, and I actually won't be keeping because it makes me just so hot. Now let me know in the comments whether you've experienced this. The unexpected thing about decluttering is that my kids really are interested in what I'm doing, and they want to come along and check things out, and they want to hear the stories behind the things that I've got, and it's just been a great time for us to connect. So this escalated quickly. I've managed to get all of the boxes sorted, which is fabulous, and put together. But then inside of the boxes, which are now empty, I literally took everything out, as you saw, one by one, but then got really overwhelmed with it all. I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do with it? Anyway, so we now have some clothes here that I'm going to take to Goodbyes. I do like that store. If you haven't checked out that video, you should definitely go and check it out. One of my favourite stores to go ahead and sell on consignment. And so some items here. This is interesting because these are swimmers. So swimming costume, the bottoms and the matching top, and I've never ever worn this, so I'll just have to check and see whether you can actually you know, give those, you can actually hand those in. Another set of swimmers as well. There's sun hats, which I'm not going to wear because when I wear it, oh my goodness, I end up being so hot in that. And I've got a bag that I want to donate, give as well. I'm just going to give it a clean, giving it a smell. Yeah, I've got to air it out a little bit along with this one as well. A bag with some jewellery. This was inside of one of the bags. Hair straightener thingy-jig that I'm never going to use. I'm going to straighten my hair. Clothes. That was actually in another room. Trash. Rubbish. And this is, I think most of these pieces here are all jewellery, and I'll be able to put them inside, and then I think I'll be able to leave this spare one for hubby. So actually wasn't too bad. Most of the stuff that I had, I actually just needed to throw away and pretty much organise, because even in here, this is all my jewellery inside of here. I think probably in a few months I'll probably do another pass at this and probably think that actually I'm not going to use most of that, but most of this is all jewellery, and the rest that I had was all like costume jewellery, sort of sunglasses box. This is all empty, so yeah, pretty successful. Oh, and my watch box, yeah, pretty successful so far, so I'm going to continue on. Continuing on, I have 3 kids and at least one of them comes by to chat with me. As you can see with my son, he's a tween, so getting him to talk is always a little bit challenging, but always interested in what I'm doing, what the items mean or where I got them from or the stories behind them, and I suppose they get to learn a little bit more about me and I get to connect with them as well, and they get to see and learn along the way. So it's been beautiful. And luckily I've been able to completely clear out this box here, which has been fantastic, and I'm actually just going to label it my accessories. So it's got all of my jewellery in here, a few purses and a couple of belts in here, but I think this is enough for me to let it sit for the next couple of months, and we'll see how it goes. I'm sure I will likely get rid of most of the things inside of here after a couple of months, because I realised after I had those 2 boxes I just condensed them down and I didn't even use half the stuff that was in there. So perfect, I'm quite happy with that. I don't even need to put it up on the top shelf, which is great. I can actually just close this up. If it'll close, oh, that's the annoying thing about it, I couldn't put the lid on before. So, put it like so. Oh yes, now it's good. I'm going to put it away. So here's the final result. Clearer areas. Yes, there's still a little bit more work to do, but definitely worth the time to just get it done. And I have to say that I didn't do this over, in one full sweep. I did this over a few days and just tackled a bit at a time, one area at a time, in between doing life, work, kids, all of that stuff. So I just took my time with it, didn't rush it, I went easy on myself. I think the person in me always wants to make sure I get everything done all at once and get it done perfect, but I just gave myself some grace and I thought, I'll just tackle it a little bit at a time, and these small wins have definitely helped. So if you're in the same boat, I'm hoping that this video has helped you and that you've enjoyed it as well. And I'm sure there's another video that's coming up that's recommended for you to go ahead and watch to simplify your life and just keep things simple, because being a functional hot mess is not a badge of honour.